Good day everybody, my name is Skoller from the Trader 10 community and I'm going to do the weekly forecast on Bitcoin, Ripple and Ethereum. So what are we actually going to do? We're going to look at what price has done the previous week to try and make a prediction of what price might actually do in the upcoming one. As we can see right now, let's start off with Bitcoin and we can see that we have actually that we are actually trying to change trend, right? How can we actually define this? To see this, I'm going to look at the move, at the swing that brought us to the low. This would have been the level that we wanted to try and get above of, right? We've done that right here. We had two candle closes above. After these two candle closes, we came back down, retested, and then moved up. Right now, what Bitcoin has to try and do is again try and close above the other high peak. This is called the failure that brought us, that failed us from the all-time high, right? So this is the next thing that we're going to try and conquer on the daily time frame. Now it's also possible for Bitcoin to start slowly retracing, right? And that's actually no problem, because the most important thing, in my opinion, was closing 2 times above this level right here. That's what we have done. So right now it's more likely that we are actually going up, in my opinion. Maybe not right now, but there are higher probability plays that have been set up right now thanks to us achieving these previous highs. Okay, so let's go down to the 4-minute. Now that we've seen this, maybe take a quick glance at the weekly and see if there's something that we might have missed. What we can do right here is we can take the bottom support and see if this level will align with certain other lower time frame price action stuff. So let's go down to the 4-hour and then look at what we can actually if we can see some other setups. And as you can see, the daily level right here looks pretty important. We tried to achieve it here for 2 times. Here we achieved it and then we moved higher. Now what am I actually going to look for that I want us to not lose if we start going down? As you can see here, they first bounced it off the 4-hour level that brought us to the high. We don't want to lose this, because if we lose it, we start up for some kind of shorting pattern to the downside, right? But that's no problem, because we actually achieved the move to the left here that I said earlier. It's okay for us to come down, because that would mean that we are just retracing, because this move up made an achievement. Because we made the achievement, we can actually say that we might go up. Now, where do I not want Bitcoin to start closing below of? I'm looking at this 34.5 level all the way. I know it's a kind of a big range, but this is the range from 34.5 to 33.5 is going to be a buying zone for me for Bitcoin. Trying to look, I will be looking here for long setups, and I hope we don't start closing below there, because that would be kind of bearish. But if we go back to the daily, this would make sense as well, because this is actually the higher low that initiated the move to the upside. So I really want to hold this. It's also the lower swing of this one. We can probably draw a line there as well. So yeah, this is kind of the bullish case scenario for me right now on Bitcoin. I don't really think a lot more will happen than either coming down here and moving higher, or maybe we fail here. And if we do fail, we will probably do something like this, touch the weekly, come back up, retest it, and then we might come down. That's one option. Of course, that's the bearish case. The bullish case is just that we come back down here, make a higher low, go up, probably retrace here, come back down, and then head over to new all-time highs. As you can see, the forecasts from 2 weeks ago, we were pretty bearish, because, well, we started losing the swing right here, right? But right now they're actually able to try and shift trend by moving, by going above 36.6k. So that's why we also adapt to what the market is actually saying. And in this case, we adapt to being more bullish because we have achieved certain things. So for me, I'm currently right now, I'm thinking that the probability of us reaching new all-time highs has increased significantly. Of course, this doesn't mean that it's 100%, but in my opinion, the the percentile that we will make new all-time highs is higher than making well, going below 28k, for example. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin this week. I will keep my eye for retracements on Bitcoin to see if I can actually grab some more longs. If I see that this goes south, then of course I will not wait, but then I will also start looking for shorts. So that's it for Bitcoin for this week. Let's head over to Ripple. So heading over to Ripple, let's have a look at the weekly first before we start looking at something else. Damn, they've done quite a move, right? Since last time that we were looking at this, it looks like a big rejection again. Well, this is currently on the weekly that it's looking like a big rejection, so we can actually try and look at some other time frames to see if we can actually gain some more information about this. So as you can see here, the bottom of this, well, actually the origin of where price opened is going to be an important level. So let's create a weekly level over there, and let's see if we can find some other important support levels. Let's see, I like this one as well. It's the previous top that brought us down, right here I'm looking, and this one brought us up as well. So there's a lot of confluence between these two levels, so I'm actually liking this for now. So let's hold it with this for the weekly. Let's go down to the daily to see if we can get some more information. So it will be kind of important in my opinion, just of course trying and getting over this weekly level. If we don't, then it could be that we will actually make one more move down coming into the other weekly level, and then we can see, because this will be a higher low play, and then we can try and conquer the 49s. Now that's just what I'm looking for on the higher time frames. Yeah, it's actually kind of the same as what they did here. Right here, what have they done previously? They actually tried to achieve it right here. Of course, they didn't really achieve it on the daily, but they did on the 4 hour. Because they achieved on the 4 hour, they came back down, tested the top of it, and after some accumulation, they blasted it to retest the previous failure. This is something we also can call a failure to failure move, right? From all the way to this, from this failure all the way back up to this failure. So that's what they've kind of done, and now we can actually kind of expect them to do the same, but on the lower time frame. So we can either expect them to come back down all the way to this here, and then come back up here, and then they can decide if they want to go up or down. Now, how can we actually play this? If you're really interested in playing failure to failure moves, they're actually pretty good to start to look for hedges. If you don't know what a hedge is, a hedge means that you're trading long and short at the same time. So how can we actually execute this plan? So let's assume that we want to do the failure to failure play. And let's just say that we will do it from the second high to the first high, because this aligns very nicely with the weekly. Let's assume or hope that Ripple will maybe come back down here, and we assume that they've gained some move that brought us to the low. We will start looking for longs here, and we will long all the way up until here. Of course, we will take profits as we teach on our Twitch stream. We will take away 30% or so at 2.5 or 2R, and afterwards, when we actually come up all the way to 50 again, we will start looking for shorts. This way, we will have a long, and we will also try and have a short. Of course, if we go down a little bit to retest stuff, then we will also take profits at 2.5R, and this way we have a long and a short. So we are actually in a very good position, because it doesn't matter if Ripple goes up or goes down, because then we will have a position on both sides. It will be normal that one of these sides will get stopped out, and this is actually a very nice, well, kind of advanced way of trading, but it's also going to help you a lot, because you don't have to be right, because you're playing both sides, so it doesn't really matter where price is going, right? So this is something I will be looking out for Ripple. Now, of course, it could be as well that we will just go higher, but I will personally be waiting for a play like this. I'm looking at the 4 hour right now. I'm not really that interested in Ripple, so I'm not really scalping it in comparison to Bitcoin. Bitcoin I'm scalping more than Ripple. So we will see if this will play out. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Another way of playing this is, let's assume that we're not going down here right away. It could also be that we'll first go all the way above here. We can either look for shorts there, or we can look for a continuation play. Continuation play is also something we teach on the stream. It's that we will go up, achieve the previous resistance, come back down, look for longs there, and then have a continuation to the upside. The same rules apply here. We will take 33% profits at 2.5R or 2R, and then we are actually in the position, and we can just, well, we don't have to worry anymore about being stopped out, because even if we get stopped out, we are risk free. So that's kind of what I'm looking for Ripple right now. So let's head over to Ethereum. So looking at Ethereum, looks like this thing is just blasting to the upside. As you can see, we've achieved, well, we went over this last time, we've achieved a failure, came back down when we achieved it one time on the weekly, came back down, retested it, and then it just blasted off. So when playing stuff like this, it's just important to know where the move is that ignited this. So this is going to be the move on the weekly that ignited it. So then we're going down to a lower time frame to see what's the daily move of the high. So as you can see, this is actually the daily move of the high, so we don't really want to lose this on Ripple right now. Now, it's still okay though if we lose it. What do I mean by that? Let's assume that we are going down a little bit, and we will lose it on the daily. That's no problem, because we can still retest it, maybe open a head short right here in anticipation to come back down and retest the weekly low level that ignited the move. I don't think we will lose this pretty quickly, especially not if Bitcoin is doing what it's currently doing, and by the looks of it, it looks like Ethereum is also going to hold it. Now, why do I think it might hold it right now? What you can often see is that at the beginning of the candles, when the candles open, for example, the daily candle opened 11 hours ago, what we then most of the time see is that they code back down if we are bullish to retest certain levels. And then what you get is you get these big dojis, well, not dojis, but you get these big wicks at the end of the day, mainly because they retested something. People refill their orders, buy it back up, and then we have a bullish close. So this is really setting up for a nice bullish close if Bitcoin goes higher. If Bitcoin doesn't go higher and Ethereum is in for a retracement as well, then I'm looking at something like this that I have drawn here. I will be very interested in looking for 1380-ish for Ethereum by just looking at the daily, because this makes a lot of sense. This ignited to move to the upside, and this was the actual move to the high. So here again, the same as I said with Ripple, take a short here, we can hedge it, and then maybe take a long here, and you're hedged. Stop loss here, and then for your long, depends where we find our setup, stop loss here maybe, and then you're hedged as well. The chance that Ethereum is first going up 21% to stop you out, and then afterwards come back down 20% to stop you out again is kind of low, and you should have, if we do that move or this move, you should already have taken enough profits to not lose money anymore on the trade. So this is what I'm looking for this week on Ethereum as well. It's kind of small analysis, but you don't always need more than just this. We can maybe zoom in one more time. As you can see here, they had a very nice reaction on this low on Ethereum, so it's looking pretty bullish in my opinion. We will see what Bitcoin is going to do. If Bitcoin is going to retrace, I assume that a lot of cryptos are going to do a small retracement as well, but keep in mind Bitcoin is looking pretty good, so buying these higher low retracements, as I was pointing out here, is pretty good in the current state of the crypto market. So that's kind of it for Ethereum. I hope you guys liked the weekly forecast of this week. I only did three pairs this week because I'm kind of busy, but the crypto market is going to be very interesting in the upcoming week, as it is usually, expecting a lot of volatility to either the upside or the downside. If you liked the video, please make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. We almost hit our 1000 sub goal, so that's kind of cool. Thank you guys for all the support. If you want to know more about our way of teaching and how we actually teach you guys trading for free, you can also check out our Twitch channel, which will be linked in the description. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next week. Bye.